Squares. Today on Weekend at the Cottage. Welcome to Weekend at the Cottage. I'm Nick Manojlovic. It's often considered kind of like that quintessential dessert up here in cottage country, butter tarts. Yet we're going to give it a makeover. Still the same great flavor, but a lot less work. Today I'm going to show you how to make butter tart squares. I'm going to start by putting up a photograph of the ingredients you're going to need to make these butter tart squares. Two things you need to do before you start. Take the egg and the butter out of the fridge, bring them to room temperature. Once they're good to go, we're going to turn our oven on to 325 degrees. Our rack is in the middle position. We're making squares, so I'm taking an 8 by 8 square pan. I'm lining it with parchment paper. You can then set that to the side. Now with the ingredients and the pan ready to go, let's start by making our dough, or the base for the squares. Into a bowl, I'm placing 1 cup of unbleached all-purpose flour. Add half a cup of dark brown sugar. Stir those ingredients together. Now we're going to add half a cup or 1 stick of butter. I like to do this by hand. I'm going to bring those ingredients together to create the dough. Now I transfer the dough into the prepared pan, and you can just push it down using a spoon. Make sure it's nice and flat in the bottom of your baking pan. Next step in the recipe is to make the filling, and I gotta tell you, this recipe is so forgiving. You just can't go wrong when you make this. Into a bowl, I'm placing 1 cup of dark brown sugar, 3 tablespoons unbleached all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon kosher salt. Toss those ingredients together. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of butter, and again, I'm gonna mix those ingredients together by hand. Now a little bit of liquid for our filling. I'm cracking in 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of 35% cream, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Stir those ingredients together. Last 2 ingredients, sometimes up for debate if we're making a tart, but they actually have to go into this recipe. 1 cup of chopped walnuts and 1 cup of dark raisins. This will help the large square hold its shape when it bakes. Stir in the walnuts and raisins, and now we're going to transfer that filling on top of the pastry base, smooth it out across the top, and then send the butter tart square into the oven to bake. 40 minutes will do the trick. When it comes out of the oven, let it cool in the pan for 30 minutes before you grab it by the parchment, lift it up, out onto your work surface, then grab a sharp knife. I like to cut this 1 large square into 16 smaller ones. You could also do 25, even smaller if you'd like tiny little bits of these butter tart squares. One thing I can tell you, having tried a few, they sure are delicious. Wait, before I tell you how good they are, I better tell you a couple other things. Head to weekendatthecottage.com for the full recipe. When you're visiting our website, please subscribe to it. Look for us on our dedicated YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And then finally, why not find us on your favorite social media platforms like Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay, I get to tell you what this tastes like. Butter tart squares, and I'm dancing. Fantastic. Enjoy. Oh, these are good. Man, these are good. Love.